Oh, tips disappeared on me. My name's Ed Amari Fanthorpe, and I'm your host. And today, get back in here, Tip. Today, I have Tip Varnakomala here, and I'm so excited to always have a team member on with me because you know what? We're a bit of a whānau over at Digital Boost, and I love it. And today we're going to be talking about TikTok basics. So we do get a lot of inquiries about how to actually get started with TikTok because it's now integrating with so many platforms. For example, Shopify, you can now integrate your TikTok with your Shopify site. If you didn't know that, you can. So there's a lot of push for TikTok to become a business kind of sales platform, an e-com platform. And I think a lot of us in some of the older generations have just kind of sworn off TikTok for quite a long time, have been avoiding it. Well, guess what? We can't avoid it any longer. So Tip, our digital specialist, is here to talk about TikTok and just go through some basics with us so that we can all just get our feet, dip our toes in the water, right, Tip?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. And this is a very open introductory session. So any questions, let us know. But I guess the general idea is, how to get started and explaining how it is and how it can work for your business. So
yeah, awesome. I'll let you get started. As a reminder, I know a lot of you guys have been streaming through our online platforms, like our social media platforms. So if you want to communicate with Tip or myself, drop your questions in the chat or Q&A chat or comment section. That's it. Yeah. All right. I'll let you.
Yep.
Hello. There you are. Oh,
we got it. Yeah, we're just it's been a couple of months since Anna and Mary have done a session together, so we're a bit rusty, but it will be a blast. So kia ora, welcome everyone to TikTok Explained. I won't spend too much time introing myself, but I guess I love digital marketing, and I think I did used to work at a big ad agency, and at the time TikTok was very up and coming, and it was definitely like a first mover wins out kind of mindset. So I think for small businesses, we're still in that mindset. So yeah, and I guess firstly, congrats to everyone who's shown up or watching this on recording. This is a super new topic. I first did this presentation a few months ago, and even from then to now, it does feel like we're moving forward on TikTok a lot. But it's a super new topic which can reap incredible rewards. It's super different to what we've kind of been used to for the past 5 to 10 years. It's exciting, fun. It might be a bit harder to learn and figure out because it is quite different, but I'll keep mentioning this while I still can, but getting the first mover advantage on a new tool can get you, to broaden your customers and kind of, get in before it's too saturated, I guess. Because I guess, if we try to market on Facebook or Instagram, so everyone else, but on TikTok, not yet. So it's a good chance to do it. Key takeaways, just so we kind of keep going back to this. There's a lot of information in this. I probably won't talk to everything, but the slides will be up, and you can have a chat with me or one of the team if you want to discuss anything further. But yeah, so already at the third time I mentioned this, but first mover advantage, gain the competitive edge over your competitors. I guess if you think back to, I guess it would have been a while ago, like even 10 years ago, 2012, not everyone used Facebook and Instagram to market, and nowadays you couldn't really imagine doing digital marketing without it. If your product is visual or your audience could be under 30, great place to be. Not if they don't fit into that, that's also fine. You can be creative. And yeah, it's the perfect place to show off how unique you are, because again, there's so many customization tools, and you don't have to spend money on TikTok. You don't have to advertise on it. You can, and it helps. But if you do things organically and you do things, you could go viral, and we've seen businesses just explode because they did something well. So yeah, that's kind of like the basics of it. If you don't know what TikTok is, it's a short form video sharing app which allows users to create and share short videos on any topic. It's generally at the moment most popular with younger generations, so under 30s, but the app is growing more popular with older users year over year. It's the fastest growing app 2 years in a row on like the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. So, definitely on the up. And I guess it's kind of like there's this wave and there's a great chance for your business to take, advantage of it. And I guess from my perspective, I do feel like, there are so many different places you could be, and this is just one really exciting place. Like, we're not affiliated to it, but we're just really excited about it. And yeah, again, with talking about the first move advantage, but I guess we're just trying to get that into your brain. This probably doesn't have sound, but if you haven't seen a TikTok before, this is what it could look like. So the video is literally 20 seconds or 18 seconds to be exact. And it's just showing off things quite visually. There's like music in the background as well. And it's just like a bit of fun, just like really casual. It's not like YouTube where, you could watch a video which is like really expertly produced for 30 minutes, which is great. But then this is a different way to get, these are some places to go, some great cafes. And, if your cafe's in it and someone sees this, then yeah, that's good. You'll probably get a lot of visitors. And I guess on that, it's very common for, I guess, for places to get popular off TikTok nowadays. And then, I used to work in hospital. I've talked to friends in hospital. And then, at this cafe I used to work at, someone posted the almond croissant on TikTok. It went like semi-viral in New Zealand, and then now they sell out before 9 a.m. every day. And it's just little things like that where, the online kind of world can kind of lead to your offline sales as well. Cool. Briefly, TikTok is good because the algorithm, you might have heard about it, but essentially how it works is it sends you heaps of different videos, So for me, like when I first start, it might send me like clothing videos, might send me like, it generally tries to send you localized content as well. So, things in New Zealand, posted by New Zealanders, because generally that's, if they send me something from a Canadian or someone in Thailand, I probably won't relate to it as much. But if it's something in New Zealand, they're like, okay, like, Tip's really into, things to do with Auckland. He's really into things to do with Christchurch. And then they might send me like a food video. And then, but okay, Tip's into food, etc. And I guess the other key strength is it's fun, engaging, and users spend 85 minutes a day on TikTok on average, which is a lot. That's like a movie, you know what I mean? Like, it's a movie and it's just content. And I guess something to think about is my last point in the especially good for, which I've kind of skipped to, is it's a very visual platform, but sound is always on. There's always music, there's always talking, there's always voiceovers, etc. So, it's not like Facebook or Instagram where, someone might just be scrolling really quickly. They've got their eyes and their ears locked in this content. And, if you catch them within the first 3 or 4 seconds of the content, you hook them in and they watch the whole thing. They've given all of their attention to, which is really hard these days. Like, I'm not sure, when's the last time I've watched like TV solely with my eyes on the TV, like I've like going to the cinema because it's like the one chance that you're not on your phone or anything, you're just watching the cinema. It's kind of like TikTok as well, because you might be distracted by other things, but not as much as so many other platforms. And yeah, in terms of especially good for, it's a perfect place to get creative, stand up from the crowd with quality and interesting content. And if your audience is Gen Z, great place to be as well. This is kind of more so for the slides, but you can see like at the moment it's like 60% female, 40% male in New Zealand, 1.3 million users in New Zealand, which is quite a lot. If you think about, we're 5 million. Key features of posts, you can do ads, and the content can all be created on the app. So you can record it on the app, you can edit on the app, you can get the music on the app. You don't need, all these fancy video editing softwares, which you might need for other places. And all the music that you get on the app, you'll like automatically licensed to use, because I'm sure so many of us have tried to post something on Facebook, and then Facebook is angry at you because you've used like this Michael Jackson song, which, you know, is copyrighted and stuff. You don't have to think about that because it's all like LinkedIn. They've got like license deals and stuff. So yeah, super simple. More audience stuff. So you can see 61% females we just saw. 44% 18 to 24, 22% 25 to 34, which is growing, that 22% every year. But, you know, again, still mostly under 35, you know, 66%. My math is good. But yeah, so I guess take it back and think about why we should use TikTok. So TikTok is the fastest growing social media platform, becoming a must post platform for businesses that use social media to spread brand awareness. I guess, you know, if you want people to know about your brand, it's a really great place for it. If you want people to see your product, great place for it. See what you do, great place for it. It's a great place to be discovered. Users are highly engaged. They love sharing content and open TikTok multiple times a day. So, you know, high chance that they, you know, what was it, 180 minutes or something a day. Something like that. You know, that's a lot of time for them to discover you. And yeah, you can show off your creative side, add humor, and find music that resonates with your target audience and resonates with your video, right? Because sometimes, like, if you just show 5 different cafes in a video, it might be a bit boring, but if you add a video to it, or add some music to your video, sorry, it might be interesting. So I'll play this one here. So, you know, this is just 3 New Zealand skincare brands. So this is all from New Zealand TikTok, every kind of video I show off. So you can see, you know, here's some, I think, yeah. So this one here, she is talking, which you can't hear, but, you know, just here's some products, you know, you talk, they talk over it, you know, you can promo these influencers, but hey, do you mind talking about my product? That kind of stuff. So, you know, super simple, you know, like nothing, it's not like YouTube where I feel like it's kind of gone towards like really high production, you know, videos. TikTok, you know, anyone with a phone, like it doesn't have to be a good phone, it can just be a phone with a video camera and a microphone, and you know, you can get literally millions and billions of views, which is really rare in 2022, you know. Importance of TikTok. So why, I guess this is kind of why we should use it. You know, I guess 67% of users agree that the platform inspired them to shop, even when they weren't looking to do so. So it's like you're just going through TikTok, you're looking at some content, but maybe you see, oh my gosh, those shoes are really, really cool. Or, you know, maybe you see, you know, oh, this cafe looks really, really good. I might make a booking for this weekend, etc. 74% say TikTok has inspired them to find out more about a product or a brand online. So, you know, if I guess, as I think I've mentioned, is really good for like discovery of products. So, you know, say those skincare products, you know, say maybe you didn't really realize it was a skincare product down the road from you, who did products for sensitive skin. You're like, oh, great, that sounds just like me. You know, then you look them up and you find them on TikTok. And 66% agree that TikTok helped them decide what to buy. So, you know, if you've seen something, or I guess if you're tossing out between product A and B, but you see product B on TikTok and someone's really enjoyed it, you know, you probably, you know, go to that. And I guess like another point on TikTok is a lot of the posters are quite organic, like, you know, so it's not like you kind of trust them in a way, because it's like an influencer can literally be like, you know, the dad down the street who decides to post on TikTok, or it can be like, you know, the 18-year-old, you know, across the road. It can be anyone, you know. It's not like, you know, it can be anyone who's just good in front of a camera or happy to speak in front of a camera even, you know. And I guess that's a really wide kind of, you get a wide range of, I say, influencers, but it's different, you know, because people usually like trust people who kind of like are like them. So if a dad is on TikTok and they see another dad's recommended, I don't know, something for Mother's Day is coming up, right? Maybe this product from another bloke, similar kind of demographic, whatever, they're more likely to trust him. and there's so many different range of diverse people on TikTok, which is really good for that. Hashtags are, I'm sure we know hashtags are, but if not, there's a little hash we put for a keyword, and then that helps you get seen by like different platforms. TikTok is probably alongside LinkedIn the only place where hashtags are really relevant in New Zealand, I'd say. But you can see globally, 34 billion. This is from January, so it's probably gone up a bit, but 34 billion views of small business related videos, entrepreneur videos, 12.8 billion, small business check 10.2. You kind of get the idea. Even New Zealand focus, if you just say NZ small business, there's 7.2 million views of videos to do with NZ small business, which is a lot of eyes. And then, so there's a lot of demand, and figure out what the correct and relevant hashtags for you are, and you can help your business be seen by those who are interested in supporting small. Because I think we know that thankfully, and very good for the world, but there's been a trend to people wanting to shop local a lot more, but they just kind of need to find who you are. Just because they want to shop local, you might not be across the road, so how will they find you? And yeah, so this is a example of a New Zealand company who do keychains, and they've tagged it here. It's a bit long, so I'll just kind of skip a bit, but you can kind of get the idea. They're showing what they're doing, and I guess creating content can literally be anything. It can be like the warehouse you ship your goods from. It can be you creating goods. It can be you interviewing a customer. It can be before and after of your first shop, literally anything and everything. I was talking to someone this morning, and they posted on Instagram, and the post that got the most likes was a picture of them, because people really like following who you are as a person, like they like seeing the face behind the business. And I know that many people, including myself, are probably kind of shy of, especially when you didn't take the photo, so, but definitely, try to put yourself out there. That's kind of my advice for this Wednesday. I know I already briefly touched on this, but TikTok has seamless integration with Shopify, among other things, so it allows people to easily purchase straight from the app. If you do use Shopify, I definitely recommend getting on TikTok, because it is essentially a click of a button. Someone can see, let's say, what are we selling? We're selling. Hello, Anna-Marie.
Hello. I'm just jumping on because I was just thinking about some ideas, and I thought maybe I'd throw them out there as well. Yeah. Because a lot of folks go, well, I just don't know what to make TikToks about. It's just, and I just want to say that I find myself often watching reels of people doing absolutely nothing. And then I think about, oh, if I was making that, whenever I go to make like a reel or like a TikTok, I always think, oh, no, nobody will watch that. But then I think about what I actually watch, and it's all of those things.
Yeah.
So don't stress too much. A lot of people will just do little TikToks about them packing up their order, or like, them showcasing the stuff that they have on the table, or, dancing around their products. I mean, if you're not a real showboaty kind of person, and that is a lot of people, you don't even have to use your own voice in TikTok. You can use the, what is it? It's like the audio. You can type it in and it creates an audio for you. And people don't mind that. They don't feel that it's a lack of personalization on this platform. It's actually quite common. And it's great if you're also, I would say, if you don't feel, we have, being Aotearoa, we're such like a mixing pot here. Hey, so we've got so many people from different cultures that have come here, and not everybody feels really comfortable to speak in English or what have you. And so you can use some of those features to give yourself a bit of support to put some of your messaging out. And music crosses all languages, so just picking music, and the app will even tell you trending music, so you don't have to worry about knowing what's hot, right? Tip, you can actually pull up what is trending on the app.
Definitely. And I think, going back to it, I think everything is so simple. Don't overthink it. Like you can literally post anything and everything, put your favorite song on it. Like I saw someone who literally just made curries. They were just like, I'm gonna make a curry. and record 3 steps to making curry, and then that had like thousands of views, because people were really interested in that kind of stuff.
It amazes me what we're interested in sometimes, yeah. So just find your comfort zone, find something that you're comfortable doing. And literally, I mean, even if you follow somebody, I mean, I don't know if she's on TikTok, but on Instagram, if you're following Britney Spears, like she will literally just rock back and forth and back and forth. I watch that every day, and there is literally nothing to it. But I'm obsessed with it, and people can be obsessed with you doing pretty much, just something pretty average. That's just where we're at these days, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Indeed. Yeah. And I think taking advantage of some of these the other platforms where you can integrate is really important, to have that hooked up at least. But I would say if you're not going to post on TikTok, then maybe don't have that integration set up yet. Like make sure you're doing content if you're setting it up. There's nothing worse than having people go to somebody's website and then they've got links to social media channels, and you go to the social media channels or what have you, the links don't work, or just as bad, in my opinion, is you go there and they have no posts. They've got nothing on their feed, and you're just like, oh, okay, what was the point of me going here? So make sure that if you are putting it through, you are doing things. I love these ones with the dog panda suits. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd love to hear, there's a bunch of you streaming with us on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'd love to hear what businesses you're in and where you've tuned in from, because it'd be interesting. We can actually spitball maybe some ideas that you could put out for those businesses. So drop into the chat what kind of business you have, and we can have a think about some ideas for you to get started. All right, yeah. I'm gonna go man that. So we've got a magazine. Oh, sweet. Is that an actual magazine that you would buy, like a physical magazine, or is it an online editorial kind of magazine? Okay, a print magazine. Oh. Sweet. Well, there's lots of options there, isn't there? NZ Fishing News. Cool. That's awesome. I mean, how many things could you do with that? So many.
Yeah, like
I started TikTok last week. Cool. 550,000 views.
What?
Holy moly. That's
it. And that's like case in point, isn't it? It's like, wow, that's great. In terms of just like, you can literally start last week and get 50,000 views like that. Like, it's not like, with Instagram and Facebook and all the mature platforms, you need to kind of think about it. And although they're really good, you need to think of a strategy, and it's long and boring and, stuff.
You need to have money as well. 100%. To be honest, you either need to have like network with a bunch of people who already have a whole bunch of followers and get them to tag you and, make you popular through them. Because there is zero organic reach. Like we've had guys come on here and just literally say, look, there's no organic reach on those platforms anymore. And you can see that by even just looking at your own feed on Facebook. I want you to think about when you like somebody's post on Facebook, how many more posts do you see from that person? And think about how many friends you actually have on your personal feed, and how many times do you actually see posts from all of those people that you're friends with? You never do. Because what it does is it's a recommendation kind of AI system with the algorithm, and it will keep on kind of actually fine tuning down to, whichever you like, wherever you put like an emotional comment or an emotional reaction, it will start to feed you more of that. And so you get pigeonholed into this place where you can't see anything else. And that is the difference between TikTok and these other platforms, is that TikTok doesn't have that currently. If you get seen by a certain amount of people, it gets a certain amount of views, it bumps up into this next block where then it will spread it out to a number of other users. And then once a number of those views happen, it bumps out again and it keeps pushing out. And that's the difference between these platforms and that platform,
Yeah.
And I mean, as much as some of us don't like this platform, it's a necessary evil if that's you. You know what I mean? Like, don't think too much about it. just get into it. It's just one of the things. So often we don't like doing our finances either, but we still do them. So, this is the way marketing is now. So just get into it is my thing.
Yeah.
that's my word there. Word. Yeah. What are you sharing, Tep?
Oh, I see it. I'm trying to share this NZ fishing news because I found it.
Aha! We're looking at your stuff right now.
Yeah,
is this you?
You've just shown yourself post? To the class, so
yes.
I assume this is you.
Cool.
Yes.
See? Welcome to Digital Boost. We're here with you right now. Cool.
Yeah,
look how simple that is. That's awesome. 3,601 like hearts. We've got all these views, shares. Look at this. Let's go to that 46,000. 46,700 views. Look at that.
Yeah, this is that.
Too much.
That's a big fish.
Brother. Dad's advice is always best. Awesome.
Yeah, and then,
that was that one. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, thanks so much, Jason. Like that, I think you've literally like it's like we've planted you. We're like literally hear how easy it is. You're literally just doing what you do, and people were really interested in that. Like there was so many interests out there, and
but he's already got he's already got like almost 700 followers, and it's only been 1 week. Now, I want any of you to have a look at your Instagram feeds, because I know mine, and think about how many followers you have and how often you post. It's like, to get that in 1 week, you can build your feed, if you're not naked and you're like, what I mean? Like it can take you years to build your feed. I'm just saying, like, that's terrible, but also kind of true. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just gonna jump on and see if anybody's dropped anything. Okay, here we go. So love this guys. Thanks. I've been a well-being company to create habits you want for happiness. Also help my brother's cool mini crane business. Oh, what's a cool mini crane business?
That's cool.
Crane business. Oh, maybe it's like mini cranes that you use for construction and stuff like that. So a well-being company. There's lots of stuff we could do with that. And then we've also got Lee saying that they're a jewelry maker, Pretty Birds Jewelry in Christchurch. I have a personal TikTok where I post my biz TikToks. Should I change to having a business profile instead?
Yeah,
definitely.
What was it? Sorry.
She said, should she change? So she's got her business going through her personal TikTok.
Should
she change to a business TikTok?
Yeah, I'd say generally, yeah, because it's probably, like if it's just you, it's probably okay. Like as long as you're only using it for business, like, it kind of does become your business account, because there's no like designation, not like when Facebook, there's a Facebook page and a profile. In TikTok, it's like a business page and a personal page is kind of the same. So if it might be your personal account, but if you use it for Facebook, or if you use it for TikTok as for your business anyways, it doesn't really matter. And if you've already got a following or that kind of stuff, I wouldn't change, right?
Yeah, you can always put the link in your bio or whatever, to your business, to do it that way. You can easily change. Do you want to show, you know how to show to change your personal to a business, don't you, on the TikTok? Was that you who showed me how to do that? Somebody did on our team.
Not me, but
I think it was Charles, maybe.
Yeah.
You can easily do it if you go into your profile. I think there's a way that you go down and you can change that, but that's really cool. We could even have a look at your TikTok, which would be really cool as well. So let's go back to the other person who popped in the chat there on Facebook. They've got a jewelry making business. Look, you know what I would highly recommend is get a little camera stand. A lot of people don't have that kind of thing, but I've got one of these like tripod, just kind of, it holds my cell phone, and it's actually got a button that I can use. I can pull this out. I don't know if this is hard to say, but I can pull this out, and that's my little remote control. and I can set up my little tripod so that I can do my art, or I can do whatever I'm doing if I'm recording a video for Digital Boost. And you can just get something like this so that when you're making as an artist, when you're a jewelry maker, and just take some video and then chop it up and pop it on TikTok. Would you say, would that work, Tip? Or
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like, I mean, we've just watched someone fish up a fish, which is cool. That was cool. But it's like, it's kind of like people really enjoy seeing the process, and people like subconsciously often think, oh, like, like they see that a lot of work's gone into your pieces, right? And then like it, even though it's pretty, then they see the work into it, and then it becomes more valuable to, because you say, oh, this was actually like really thoughtful, thought out, etc. So definitely jewel's really easy just to like post like anything and everything, to be honest.
Jewelry is so easy. You can even have a look at some jewelry accounts, like see what some of your competitors are doing. But I would say even just some flashes of some jewelry, like the hand moving in and out, like with the jewelry on the wrist, or like a slight thing, like here's my earring,
kind of like a fashion show, like you're like, here's piece one, piece two, that kind of stuff. There's so many ways. And then I guess what we're the fishing, like, obviously you're doing well. Why are you here? But like in terms of the magazine, I think even just like highlighting certain things, just be like, here's the magazine, and like opening up the pages, it'll probably get less views, but if people do look on your page, they're likely to see, oh, cool, they've got a magazine. And then just like open up the book, be like, here's page 3, we talk about, I don't know, this and that. I won't talk about fishing and embarrass myself.
Yeah, totally. And as far as mini cranes, I would say, on the job site, getting there on the job site, doing some videos with that kind of stuff, it going into the earth, like grabbing the earth, all of those kind of things. Or is that a digger? Oh, now I'm embarrassing myself. Whatever cranes do, mini cranes do, show them doing those things.
Yeah.
Maybe the people running the mini cranes, like that's kind of a cool thing to show. I mean, I know sometimes we just want to get on with our job and we don't want to have to set up this whole photo shoot. But in reality, that's a part of owning a business. That's marketing. And a lot of the big, if you do want to take your business seriously, and you do need the marketing in order to drive your business, because I know some people who just go, well, I don't need marketing because I've got word of mouth and I have more business than I can jump over. And that's great for those folks, if that's where they're at. But if you need the marketing to continually build leads, then taking some time to actually plan out maybe a 30-minute or 40-minute kind of time slot where you're going to do a whole bunch of content, and then you just have it stored up. You could do it that way if that's how your time works, or the person who's good at doing TikTok, you can schedule them in to do it that way. I mean, TikTok's supposed to be spontaneous. It's supposed to be really raw, all of those things, but some of us are busy, also. So don't feel too much pressure that you have to constantly be thinking about, oh, should I TikTok this? Like, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. Plan out some content and just do it, better than not doing it at all.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I think the good thing about TikTok is everyone's kind of on it now, and there's like, clearly there's 40,000 people in like a week who are going to watch this fishing video. It's like industries that you wouldn't really think of. There's every kind of industry. And I guess it's easier because the algorithm knows that you're into fishing, you're into fish, you're into the outdoors, and then they'll show it to you, etc. But cool. But yeah, like, honestly, this is really fun. So anyone else want to talk about their business, we're happy to throw some ideas. But I'll quickly go through this, and then we can have a chat on different ideas at the end. But essentially, if you do have Shopify, or there's heaps of different integrations coming out, but you can see that people can click on a little button and go straight to your shop. So in terms of e-commerce, that's really easy. Localized content, so TikTok really works well because they know like what region you are. So this is a product and they're showing, like the entered post event at the start, this is how I make it, that kind of stuff. And again, I think showing how you make it, you think, oh, it's just a candle. But when you think of like the hard work that goes into it and think, the value of it does go up, subconsciously or not. And then here's how it's packaged. Here's how we melt wax or whatever you do for candles. So yeah, and then, that's really cool. TikTok is, I think I mentioned this, is one of the last places on the internet where your organic posts can have huge traction without needing any ad spend. You can focus on your quality content and post frequently. Again, share what you're doing, what your products, your services, anything you'll see users are interested in, interesting content and are highly engaged. So you can see this is a new restaurant, I believe. So welcome to our new restaurant or our new shop. This is our food, this is our salads, loaded fries. Really simple, right? You can do this on your phone. Here's our branding that we worked really hard on. Here's the food. Here's all the ingredients. Literally super simple, right? And then I think that one had quite a few, that had like 50,000 or at least likes even. So that, really simple salad business, in terms of brand awareness at the start, isn't that just golden? Like, yeah. And then I guess just some, thinking about your goals in terms of what you want to do with your TikTok business account. So obviously you're going to post what you think is good and what is good content and what you think your users would find helpful. But here's some tips. We'll post the slides on our website later on today or early tomorrow. But grow brand awareness, educate your audience. So brand awareness is probably for everyone. I'd say educate your target audience is probably say you're a fishing magazine. It's maybe you say, hey, here's like the best places to go fishing in the Auckland region, or here's the best bait to use for this fish, or whatever, in like that. Or for mini cranes, maybe you can see, these are the best uses for a mini crane, etc. You can use it to do other things like target employees. If you are like, I don't know, probably not relevant to most people, but if you were like a restaurant, you could be like, here's why we're a great place to work. You could target future clients and customers, of course, which kind of relates to everything else. Increase sales, stay on brand. You can ask people to click on your website. So, click on our website to learn more, etc. You can do anything and everything with TikTok, and you can do it organically, which is good. Again, make sure we share valuable information, provide what I guess, share information and knowledge that you have that your customers or potential customers could find helpful. If your content is valuable, they'll watch it, and then, it's kind of like a machine where they're like, oh, cool. Like, 5 people really like this video. They watched it twice, actually. And if they don't watch it, if they skip past it, the algorithm will learn, okay, this video isn't as great as their last one. Anna-Mara, you've popped up.
No, I'm just here for the ride.
Oh, you just here to say hi. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, if your content is low value, I guess, obviously I would always recommend just post, just get content, test and learn, but also, I guess emphasis on the learn part. If something didn't go well, it's probably because, users scrolled past it and, they didn't find it valuable. So maybe think about, I don't have the stat, but like, let's just say it's basically like within the first 3 seconds, if they're not hooked, they're gone. So, think about your first 3 seconds as the most important 3 seconds, because, if you say top 10 tips or top 5 tips to, wash your clothes better, people might be like, oh, cool. But if you have that in the 5th second and you just have like you dancing for the first 4 seconds, whatever, people might be like,
or somebody going, hi guys, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know about, and they waffle on for like 5 or more seconds. I've already flipped. Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually realized that because it's really instinctual, I think, to introduce yourself or to say hi, because that's how we do it in, when we're face to face, right? Like we want to have that personal connection and feel like we're acknowledging that somebody is there and tuning into your post. But that's not what we're doing on these sites, really. We're consuming. And some of my favorite posts, honestly, are when they show me the finished product, a really quick glimpse of the finished product. And then all of a sudden it's gone. And then it goes into, and then I see the beginning of how they made it, or like, the start of the process, because I love that. I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And then I get to see how they made it. And I think that's a really great way to really pull people in if you're a maker,
Yeah, definitely.
And there's a really cool company, and I don't know if I haven't really checked them out on TikTok because I follow them on Instagram personally, just because that's where I've always kind of followed them. But Key West Pottery over in Florida, they kind of became really big he does this thing in the beginning where he throws this piece of clay up in the air and he spins it around and he slams it down on the pottery wheel, and then when it hits the wheel, all of a sudden it's the finished piece. And then it goes back to him making the piece, and he puts a little branding in after that finished piece. So you get a bit of excitement. You're like, oh man, he's throwing clay over, you get a bit of excitement. You get to see the finished product. He chucks in his branding really quick. So you're like, oh, I know who they are. And then you get to see the process, and you can tune out by them, but look at how much information he's packed in those first few seconds. Like that's why he's got so many followers, like, I don't know how many, but a ridiculous amount of followers in the pottery kind of world, because it is quite cool. And another thing that I think that people are always afraid, a lot of times people may be afraid to show is vulnerability. And I think that vulnerability goes a long way on platforms like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. People don't mind if you don't have a full face on, people actually really like to see your actual skin and who you are and your real person. That's very personable. It's not supposed to be super polished. Don't make it really polished, just I know his kind of intros are like that, but that's a little bit of style because he's an artist. But I would also say that some of the guys from Bondi Blades, which is they became very famous on TikTok during lockdowns. Their business exploded from pretty much nothing to the point where that's all she does. They're these kind of face shavers, I guess, for women, to get the fuzzies off of your face. And she just would like go on and just use it on her face. She said that her most popular posts were the ones where she had no makeup on, where she was just speaking really candidly to her audience. And like she's a recognized almost ambassador for TikTok in Aussie, because they kind of promoted in Aussie first before coming to New Zealand, TikTok, that is. And like her business exploded, and she really found it quite nice that she didn't have to be so polished all the time in order to get onto this platform and connect with her audience, connect with her users, her buyers. And it's created this community where you don't have to have that in order to be a part of that little cohort. Did you find them at all? Can you find Bondi Blades? Another company that there's a lot of Kiwi companies that are really good on TikTok. There's Awa, which is like a female, feminine products kind of line that, or I believe we call it period care now, period care line. And there's been a lot of work that's gone into getting that across the line. So I should definitely recognize it. So they've got a really cool TikTok, and sometimes they're just showing models in their stuff. And sometimes they're showing how to take care of the products. And sometimes they actually, because they talk a lot about, mana, and they talk a lot about, they've got a real te reo Māori kind of base to their whole business value system. They actually, and the way that they speak about their products, and that all of that cultural kind of traditional aspects. Sometimes they'll just talk about a traditional thing, and they just have kind of picked their pillars, I guess you would say, on what they like to create content on. So I guess that's another thing that I'm throwing out there, Tip. I feel like I'm talking too much in your session, but we're a team. So I think that, if you're hung up on you feel like there's just no structure and you're a person who needs structure, think of maybe 3 or 4 things that really stand for what your business is. So maybe it's making, maybe it's community, maybe it's, taking care of the product, or, engaging people, and then create content around those themes. So think of them as themes. And then maybe you're like, okay, once a week, I'm going to do some content on that, or what have you, just to get started. And once you get started, you might change that up a little bit.
Yeah, fine. Cool. So in terms of presentation, I think there's only 2 more slides I really want to show.
Yeah,
super quick.
Do it, Tip. Sorry.
One is, we've mentioned introducing the product in the first 3 seconds. I was right. Kind of. So, 9.5%, I think this is purchase intention. So essentially, if they show the product in the first 3 seconds, there's a 33.7%, purchase intention, to it, whereas it's only 9.5 if it's within 4. So essentially, if you're not showing it straight away, and as Anna-Maria said, with the pottery guy, showing the finished product, my TikTok, the algorithms figured out that I like cooking and food. So a lot of recipe videos start out with the finished dish, and then they show the finished dish, and then maybe they're eating it or something, and then they go to the recipe instead of just showing, like, I don't know, if it's like, if it's fried chicken, if you show like raw chicken and you show like, fried chicken on a plate of sauce and chips and stuff, it's pretty obvious
which one draws you in more.
So if you think about it like that, and then for pottery, like Brandon guy on a pottery wheel, that's cool, but like finished, something really cool. So that's that one. And then the other one, we'll put all these there's a bit more information on here about like ads and influencers and like stuff, so we'll put these on the site if anyone wants to look at them. Introducing product, and essentially the other one is vertical. This is hopefully obvious, but make sure that your videos are vertical, not horizontal. Horizontal is good for like Facebook or YouTube and stuff, but you really want to use vertical, because if you literally just look at your screen, the video will take up this much room, but you're allowed this much room, so you may as well take up the whole screen. And that's that.
Totally. And if you'd like, I should find that app. Hold on, waffle on for a second, Tip.
I've actually got that. So there's lots of ways. Is this to download videos?
No, it's not to download videos. It's actually for, like, if you want to take, so say you already have a pretty established Instagram account, and you were like, oh, now I've got to create all this content for TikTok. And it's all on your Instagram account, or vice versa. You've got TikTok and you want to bring it to Instagram. There's an app you can use that allows you to take the branding off, so that the apps don't recognize what kind of like where it's coming from in different platform. Because from what I've heard, they don't really like it when stuff is pulled from one platform to the other. It kind of like sees the branding, and then it won't. Here it goes. Okay. Also, there's a way to remove the Instagram logo so you can post on TikTok.
So it's
essentially shows up. The content.
Essentially, if you, I'm sure we'll link it somewhere, but like,
it's called Save Talk.
Yeah. So it will remove like the Instagram watermark and the Instagram watermark, because they don't like it when you post on the other platform. But as a business owner with limited time, you really want to post on one of the platforms. So if you use that, you can kind of post on both, and then like you've tagged your content for both on the same day,
Yeah. I mean, you might find, so that one was actually to take TikTok to Instagram, and that was called Save Talk. So I'll just drop that in the chat. But I know that she said that there's also one to do the opposite. So if we can find that really quick, that'd be useful. Because I think that people, that's the thing about having to create two forms of, because I think Reels actually fits kind of well with TikTok. Would you agree? Or like Instagram Reels? You could probably transfer some of those. Yeah.
So Instagram Reels essentially is like Instagram saw TikTok was blowing up and lots of people were moving to TikTok, so they're like, oh, we need to have the same thing. In short, literally.
And now they've got Facebook Reels. Nobody wants that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so mean.
I mean, like you're right, but yeah, actually last thing is obviously it's a sad video. That's not like BPM is beats per minute, I think. So that's how fast music is. Using fast music, I think, means, what is it? I'm really bad at reading. I guess there's a higher percentage of people who would watch a video if it's got fast music. So think about that as well. If the video isn't suited for it, obviously don't, use common sense there. But, generally if you try to use, fast upbeat music, it's more likely that people will watch through. And that's just another fun fact. As we end, and I guess we've got like about 9 minutes or so left.
If you got any questions?
Any questions, or you want to spit your business and we can put our thinking caps?
Yeah, let's have a look at your businesses. So I would say I had just a quick Google search for removing your Instagram watermark, and there's a YouTube on there with like someone who looks like they're at least 14, so it's good.
Oh, perfect.
And so have a look at that YouTube video. I haven't watched it, so I hope it's good, but generally they know what to do, so I would say just check out some YouTube videos. I actually find there is some really great content on YouTube. If you just need a quick information on how to do something, just jump on YouTube, see if you can find something that can help you work your way through. And also, if it's something that you would really like help with and you'd like to actually chat with somebody like Tip, who's a digital specialist, then you can contact support at digitalboost.co.nz, and we are happy to help you to go through how to set it up, like set up your TikTok and stuff like that. We would definitely be happy to help you to do that if you can't figure it out. Otherwise grab a 9-year-old and they'll set it up for you. And I'm just having a look across our channels. It looks like we're pretty good as far as questions so far. Just like a big, great thanks. Okay, great. Thank you. I have heaps of his vids in action. Never thought of TikTok. Skyhook Scanterbury. He's a new franchise. So really grateful for the idea. So cool. Good luck, Skyhook Scanterbury. Skyhooks Canterbury. That's what it is. I'm reading it wrong. And then just great ideas. Thank you so much from the jewelry maker. We are so happy to help you. And I reckon, that's us. But let us know. We had planned to have a session today on TikTok for tourism with Tomahawk, but they weren't able to be here today. And we have rescheduled that for May. So I believe it's May 4th that's going to come out. So if you're particularly in the tourism, oh man, I've got marbles in my mouth today. This is terrible. May 4th, we are doing a session with Tomahawk on TikTok for tourism. So if you're in that industry, tune in for that. But I would say that although Tomahawk, does work in tourism, all of their sessions that they run with us generally can go across all sectors. Sorry, I've just got a cough now.
Sweet. I think that's kind of it for most of it. So, any thoughts, questions, queries, let us know. If you want us to have a look at your TikTok and give feedback, and we've got like a team of other people really good at social media, so they can kind of help jump people. Obviously, just do what is good for your business. That's probably the first thing we'd say, and what resonates with your audience and the people you talk to daily.
Yeah. Ask for help if you need help. We're here to help. Tip.
Sure.
I love when we get to hang out in these sessions.
Let's do it again soon.
Educate,
Let's do it again
have a
soon.
bit of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Look, we're wishing you all well. We've got a jam-packed session tomorrow with 369 Collective. We're going to be talking about cold calling, and the actual topic is, let me find it. Sorry, my throat is just a touch dry. Oh, what month are we in? April. Yes. Oh, goodness me. 3 reasons why cold calls are not working. So we're going to be talking about with Asia from Smarketing and Vanessa Minkley from 369 Collective. And they're going to give us tips about how to be better at approaching cold calling and using a digital lens on that. Look, cold calling still works. So a lot of people do use it in their business, and a lot of people have a fear about using in their business, or maybe need tips on how to use cold calling more effectively. I know that I still even do cold calling for Digital Boost. So it is a part of almost every business that at some point you're going to call somebody that you don't know to talk about your business, and how you can do that effectively is in the preparation. And we're going to go through that tomorrow. So do tune in if that could be something that would be of value to you. All right, Tip.
Right.
See you next time.
Oh, thanks, everyone, for
You're welcome, Jason. Hey, good on you with your TikTok. We're so stoked for you. Keep us updated when you hit those 1 million marks or your next milestone. We want to hear about it. Definitely tag us in on social media or something like that, or email through to support at digitalboost.co.nz. We love hearing your progress at Digital Boost. Let us know if you've applied skills that you've learned here on the sessions and they've worked for you. Let us know. We want to hear about that. We want to, that's something that's really joyful for us. And it's also really great for the providers and suppliers to hear about your journey and your successes. So, because we're all here to help. Thanks, Tip.